everyone. I created this look last night for Pixi Beauty. So I'm starting with the Pixi Eye Lift Max in Mocha. This is a cream eyeshadow. It's really nice. It's all like a kind of sort of like a wee shimmer to it. It's kind of like a sort of bronzy but not very dark bronze. So I'm sweeping that all over the lid and I'm just blending it in with a fluffy brush, keeping most of it on the actual mobile lid but just lifting it a little bit. Now imagine in the Eye Lift Max in Sunset, this is like a sort of almost pale sort of pink, shimmery pink colour. I'm just putting that over the lid just to brighten it as well a little bit. And then gently buffing it out again. Now I'm using Pixi and Promise, the Shapeshifter palette. This is a sculpting palette. I'm using the shade Kathmandu just into the socket line there to create a bit of definition. This is like a sort of matte bronze type shade. It's not got a lot of colour to it or anything, but it's just going to add a little bit of definition. So I'm just buffing that into the socket with a fluffy brush. Now I'm using the Pixi Endless Silky Eye Pen in black. I'm just creating a bit of a winged liner, the lash line just to define the lashes. This is a really lovely creamy pencil. It glides on really, really nicely. And then after I've applied it, I'm just going to use a thin brush, just very fine, just to buff it out and smudge it a little bit so it doesn't look too harsh. Now I'm just using a really fine cotton tip from My Kit Co just to tidy up any lines under there. They're great when you're doing a winged liner, just to sharpen it and tidy up anything to make it a nice crisp line. Now I'm going back in with the Eye Lift Max in Sunset, that's a lighter pale pink one, just to go back over onto the lid, just to add a little bit more brightness and shimmer. Now I'm using the Pixi, the Large Lash Mascara. I'm not using the actual brush that comes with it for hygiene reasons, so I'm using disposable, but this mascara went on lovely. So I can imagine with the actual brush as well, it's going to be amazing. It just went on so nice, really, really made lashes really big. It's a lovely mascara. Now I'm going back in with the Endless Silky Eye Pen in black and I'm doing some tight lining. That's just when you're going to do the upper waterline. So as you can see, I'm just getting that as close to the lashes as possible and getting Hannah just to keep looking down. This is the bit that not everybody likes, this bit. It just feels a bit weird, but you soon get used to it, and just make sure you have plenty of breaks when you're doing it. You don't want to just keep trying to sweep the colour in one go. You want to take your time with it and just let the person blink. It's a natural reaction, so don't try and do it all in one go. Now I'm just using some soap brows and putting them through Hannah's brows, and then actually used the Pixi and Promise Shapeshifter palette again, and I used a few of the darker shades out of that. It was the Bazaar and Spice. I was using them just with a brush just to go through and fill in any little gaps. I didn't want to make the brows too big or heavy or anything because that wasn't the focus of this look. It was inspired by a sort of quite a natural sort of look you'd maybe see in the catwalks and things like that, keeping the makeup all fresh. Now I'm using the Endless Silky Eye Pen in Rose Glow. This is a gorgeous pen again. It's like a creamy liner and it's got a lovely sort of, it's like almost like a bronzy kind of gold colour to it. It's so, so nice. I've used that under the lash line and I brought it quite far in because it's just such a lovely shade. I'm now just using a little pencil brush and I'm going underneath that and just smudging it a little bit so again it doesn't look too harsh. I'm now using the Hydrating Milky Mist just for a little bit of hydration and spraying that all over. I did actually use that at the beginning as well after the rose tonic. I'm now just going back under the eyes with a little bit of concealer already on the brush. I've not added any more on, and I used the Too Faced Cosmetics concealer. I'm using the Pixi and Louise Rowe Cream Rouge palette. This is great for cheeks and lips, and I can't even remember what colours I used, to be honest, but I just mixed a couple together. And as you can see, I'm just tapping that on my fingers. That's the best way to apply a cream blush. This is so smooth and it's actually went straight into my makeup kit. I'm now using the beauty blend that I used earlier to put on the foundation, and I'm just actually going to blend that cream blusher into the skin just so there's not any harsh lines at the edges. Now I'm using the H2O Skin Veil. This is a translucent setting powder and I'm just doing that around the T-zone. As you can see, this is lovely and very, very fine as well, and it just applies very nice. I'm using the Shapeshifter palette again and the shade Kathmandu just to do a little bit of subtle contour. I'm now going back in with the H2O Skin Veil and I'm just setting the concealer under the eyes. I'm just going back over the socket area just to define a little bit more with the Shapeshifter palette and the shade Kathmandu, and I think I maybe went a wee bit darker this time as well and added another one. Again, using that same Shapeshifter palette, I'm using a lovely highlighter from it just to highlight the inner corners and the brow bone, and it was shade Momo, which is kind of like a sort of nice pink shimmery shade. And now I'm just using that same highlighter just to go over the tops of the cheekbones. I'm using the Pixi and Louise Rowe Cream Rouge palette again, and again I can't remember what shades I used. I just wanted to keep it really soft, so it's quite a neutral sort of pinky shade. I'm finishing with the Lip Lift Max in Peony Bloom. This is a bit of a plumping lip gloss. It's really pretty, it's not too glossy or gloopy or anything like that. It's just a really nice shade. I'm finishing with a little spray of the Milky Mist again, just to add some more hydration and keep the skin looking nice and glowy. I'm just going back over the bottom lash line with the Endless Silky Eye Pencil in Rose Glow, just to add a little bit more of that bronzy shade. I just took it a bit further in. So that's the look complete. I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you so much to Hannah for helping me out with this, and to Pixi Beauty and Look Fantastic for the opportunity.